Today we're going to be talking about volume. And to start us off, let's go ahead and write down what the definition is. So volume is the amount of space. So go ahead and write this down underneath your definitions. The amount of space that a 3D shape occupies. Earlier we were talking about perimeter and area of 2D shapes, and now we're moving into volume, which is a 3D shape. It has 3 dimensions. Looking at the back of your mathematics chart again, it gives you volume and it gives you formulas for how to find volume of a cube and a volume of a rectangular prism. And we notice here we've got 3 different dimensions. We're adding a height. We got length, width, and height here. So go ahead and write down these formulas as well. Let's go ahead and talk about some real life examples that you might be finding the volume of something. You could find the volume of how much water can fit in fish tank. Fish tank. Okay. You're finding how much water can fit inside of the fish tank, which is a rectangular prism. Another example is how much water you can fill in bucket. Water you can fill in your bucket. And go ahead and fill up a third example on your own. So first I want to look at perimeter and area and see what the relationship with that in finding volume. So we talked about finding the perimeter of a rectangle is adding up all the sides. So if we've got length and width, you're going to add up length plus width plus length plus width. You're looking at the distance around an object. To find area, we said that you're going to multiply length times width because you're going to see how many squares can fit inside of the rectangle. So if our dimensions are length equals 4 and width equals 3, then we can look at that by breaking it down into an array. So if I've got length is 4, that means I can fit 4 cubes across. And the width is 3, and I've got 3 cubes across. And by breaking it down that way, we can see that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 square units can fit inside of the rectangle. You can get the same thing by doing 4 times 3 equals 12. Okay, now we're going to see how our area helps us to find the volume. If we look over at our 3D shape, we can see that our length is 1, 2, 3, 4. Our width going back is 1, 2, 3. And so if I was just looking at this bottom layer, now you know you can't see all of the cubes, but knowing that there's 4 rows and 3 in each row, my base is going to be the same as what my area is of the rectangle. But here I've got 3 layers. I've got 1 layer, 2 layers, 3 layers. That's what we call our height. So our height is 3, showing that we've got 3 layers. Since I've got 3 groups of 12, I can do 12 times 3. Because I already did the 4 times 3 to get the 12. That's where the 12 comes from. So when you're looking at your formula, you're seeing that you're multiplying your length by your width by your height. In this example, we see that if the volume of a rectangular prism is 90 centimeters cubed, and the length is 6 centimeters and the width is 3 centimeters, we're trying to find the missing part. Well, just like any other thing for geometry, I want you to draw the picture of it. It doesn't have to be perfect. When I'm drawing my rectangular prism, I'm drawing my rectangle, and then I'm going to extend it back. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I know that the volume equals 90 centimeters cubed, okay, because I'm looking at how many cubes can fit within the 3D shape. There's 3 dimensions, so that's why it is cubed. I know that the length is 6 centimeters, and I know that the width is 3 centimeters. Whenever I'm finding area, I'm wanting to always have to find my length, my width, and my height. So the height is what I am missing right now. Well, knowing my formula that volume equals length times width times height, I'm going to fill in what I know. I know my volume equals 90. I know my length equals 6. I know my width equals 3. And I still don't know my height. So let's solve for what I can so far. Again, I've got 90 equals 6 times 3 is 18 times height. So I know that something times 18 equals 90. Using fact families, I can do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So 90 divided by 18. Well, I need to list out my facts because I know that 18 cannot go into 9. It goes in 0 times. So let's go ahead and list our facts. 18 plus 18. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1, 2, 3. So 18, that's 1. 36, that's 2. So I got to keep going. Another group of 18. 8 plus 6, 14. 3, 4, 5. 54 is 3 groups of 18. So I need to keep going. 8 plus 4 is 12. 5, 6, 7. That's 4 groups. Need to keep going. I'm going to move it on over here. 72 plus 18. 8 plus 2 is 10. 8, 7, 8, 9. So 90, that's 5 groups. So 18 can go into 90 5 times. We just saw that 18 times 5 is 90. Subtract 90 minus 90 is 0, and I have nothing left to bring down. So 90 divided by 18 equals 5. So using our fact family, I know that my height is equal to 5, and what is our units? 5 centimeters. Now it's your turn. Turn to the back of your page, and you can now solve numbers 4 and 5. Now I forgot to write down the dimensions for number 5, so go ahead and write them down on your paper. For A, your length is 6, your width is 3, and your height is 4. On B, your length is 4, your width is 2, and your height is 8. Using those dimensions, solve for which volume is greater and by how much. What is the difference?